Yo, what is happening, guys? Welcome back to the Unspeakable Action channel. Of course, we're back with another video. Y'all can tell by the title and the thumbnail what we'll be doing today. We'll be taking NF's The Search album, which we literally just finished reacting to, and we're going to make a tier list on it like we do after every album. We finished the last song off the NF tier list, the NF album, sorry, on New Year's Eve. It is literally just after New Year's. I think I posted a post yesterday asking you to tell me all the Cloud songs mixtape in order so I can get round to that because as soon as I finish this, we moving right on to the mixtape, and that is it. No slowing down in 2024. We got our foot on the fucking pedal. We going downhill and we flying for it. Now, I am doing this a little bit different this time. I usually always did it where I had the songs written down, I talked about them, but I don't know if you can tell by my voice. I'm very sick. Stuffed nose, sore throat, all this and that. I also have a migraine, which it may not seem it because I am speaking very fast and loud, but I'm not as energetic as I usually am, so I have a bad headache. So I want to speed it up. I want to make it more entertaining. I don't want to ramble on and do all this as I am now, but I just want to let y'all know that. But that's what we're gonna do. As always, though, before we get into it, hope y'all have an amazing day. If you're not, switch your shit the fuck around, start having an amazing day. Always trying to spread positive vibes, entertain, have fun on this channel, because that's what it's all about. It's all about the fun and the vibes. And if y'all fuck with the vibe, y'all know what to do with all the socials. IRL vlogs content, Undisputed Vlogs, Gamer content, Undisputed Gamer, Twitch, TikTok, all this and that up there and down below in the description. But yes, we moving on. First off, we'll go over our tiers. We got S tier, which is goat shit. These are the songs that literally make NF NF. If he didn't release these songs, he wouldn't be who he is. These songs are the reason that I listen to him personally, and the reason that I have taken along this NF journey. Move on to A tier, straight to the playlist. It stays the same. It's some of his best music, but it's just not top tier, like in the top 10, 20. But it is some of his best music. B is it's all right. It's not a bad song. It's not a good song. It's all right. I play it. I don't dislike it. Not overly fond on it. Then we got C, not good. Then we got D, which is trash. I've never put a song of NF's in trash. I don't even know if I've put a song in NF's that's not good or not my thing. Maybe one, and that's about it. But we gonna move on. Like I said, I do have them all written down. Now, I just have a couple pointers to remind me what fucking song is what, just in case, because there was like 18 songs. But first up, we got The Search. Now, The Search, this has absolutely fucking everything that you'd want in a song from NF. The Search is one of those songs that proved he is next level. We came from the Perception album, which was a great album, and he knew he had to step it up, and he opened with The Search and he stepped it up. This song had everything. It had the bars, it had the flow, it had the real shit, it had the bragging shit, it had literally everything. The Search, the name of the song, the name of the album, slow flow, fast flow, all this and that. It had the real shit, like I said. For example, one of my favorite quotes of it is yeah, the sales can rise, doesn't mean much though when your health declines. And I think this is one of the first times we properly see NF get introduced to NF Joker with the smile. So I think the song has everything. I genuinely think it shows how good NF can rap while making real points and talking about real shit, but also rapping and showing the flow, showing the cadence, showing all this and that. So I think it's an S tier because it is literally one of his best songs. He does everything. There's not one thing missing. It's not just an emotional song. It's not just a rap song. He bundles everything into one, and I think it's a great overall song. So The Search is in the S tier. Then we move on to Leave Me Alone. This one, another great song. It has all these different flows. He has all it. This one of the fucking ones. I love the music video is great with it as well. He has the balloons that represent the burdens he's carrying around. He talks about the burdens, letting go of the burdens, and how they weigh on you. He mentions about saying one of my favorite parts of it is about OCD, and it goes. It means I obsessively obsess over things that I think about. And then he obviously, like I said, throughout the music video, shows you all the burdens, shows you all the black balloons, and he just raps about real shit. He raps about literally feeling alone. The chorus is very simple, right? It's literally one of those ones. It's simple, but it's hype. It's one of those ones where it's literally just a beat, and then he goes, "Leave me." He screams, "Leave me alone," and then it's a beat, and then "Leave me alone." Very simple chorus, nothing special, but it's one of those ones. It's a hype one. When you hear the chorus, it gets you hyped for the rest of the song. But yeah, this song, just like the Search song, literally has absolutely everything, and that's why it is going in S tier as well. Like I said, I know the chorus is very basic, but I think that these are the songs that literally just represent that NF is an artist because he raps in it, but then he also talks about real shit. You know, there's a lot of people out there who say NF can only rap about like sad shit, but then he proves in this that he can actually rap about sad shit, but he also has the skill to drop bars, and he has all this, and he has the cadence, the word flow, the just the way he does it. These two songs are in S tier because they prove that NF is an artist rather than a rapper because he can actually do different things and bundle it all up into one. Then we move on. to NF Change. This song is literally completely different to the first two songs. It is a more slower one. There's different flows in it. Obviously, he shows again that he has different things. I think this is actually one of the most popular ones with NF fans, and I can see why, because it is a good one. He constantly he talks about hating himself. He talks about putting himself down. He talks about not being able to see the positive side. And one of the lines that really stuck out to me in it was he was comparing himself the year prior to the year that he's in at this point now. Um, and he turns around and says, "Last year I felt suicidal. This year I might do something different, like talking to God." And that was a very powerful one because obviously people who don't believe in God even would still view that as that's a big step from you literally not wanting to be here to literally going, "Okay, I'm gonna put my trust in Him and I'm gonna let Him guide me because I'm a trust that is part of His plan." I think it's definitely one of NF's best songs. Like I said, completely different to The Search and Leave Me Alone. Yet I'm still putting it in S tier because although it's different, it doesn't matter. It is literally one of NF's best songs, hands down, and it's one of his most popular. And I'm not even shocked about it. So it's going in S tier too because it has all the flows, it has all the things you want from NF, but it has a different type of meaning and a different type of flow to it. And that's what makes it unique. So it's going in S tier. Then we move on to NF My Stress. Now, this one, I actually do really like this one. It is a slower one, different type of version, slower one. He talks his real shit. Obviously, he sings a little bit, which we all love. Well, I especially love whenever NF just gets on the side. You know what? I'm gonna switch up a little bit. I'm gonna sing. I think this song was quite a good song. I think it was definitely a very, how do I say it? It was a very NF type esque song where he changed it up. He had a singing, but he had his rapping. It was laid back. It hit you in the feels. But my only thing is, I do like this song, but I'm gonna put it in A tier, and that is simply because although it is good, I just don't think it lives up to the first three song standards. Not because it's not good, but I think just the first three songs of the album set such a high standard it's just not up there, but it's definitely an A. Very good song. Like I said, I like the way I can listen to an NF album, hear the first two songs, then get something different with Change, and then get something different again with My Stress. I love the versatility, but this one's gonna go in A. S tier is literally just goated shit. This is good. It just ain't up there with the goat shit yet, just yet. Then we move on to NF Nate. Now, this one I think y'all know where I'm going to put it if you've watched my reaction to it. I'm just going to tell y'all straight. NF Nate is going in S tier, plain and simple. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, but it's not one of his best songs. This is the way I feel it. If we're judging Nate off just sound, I don't think it's one of his best songs. It is a catchy song. I like the sound of it. But I don't think it's catchier than the likes of Change or the likes of The Search or anything like that. I think there is far more catchier NF songs. But the biggest reason, there's many reasons I listen to NF. I do like the sound of his music, but the biggest reason I listen to NF is because I literally relate to 99% of the things that he says and I connect with his music. I listen to it because when I listen to it, it literally feels like me and him are having a conversation and we're on the exact same fucking page. The reason Nate is going in S tier is because of how much I relate to it. He obviously, the music video, no, sorry, there isn't even a music video, I don't think. No, there's not. I wish there was. But obviously, in the song, which would have been the music video too, he goes back in time and he talks to his younger self and he turns and goes, "I know you feel anxious. I know you don't feel like you have a future. I know you feel alone. I know you feel like you're literally not worth anything." And I could be here sitting telling you, "Oh yeah, no, it's gonna get better," but I ain't gonna lie like that. You're gonna have to go through a lot of shit. You're gonna have to overcome a lot of obstacles. You're gonna have to get knocked down plenty of times, and you're just gonna have to get back up and face it. I'm not gonna tell you you're gonna have an easy road because that would be a lie. Um, and then he mentions about feeling sorry for his younger self and goes, "But if I feel sorry for you, I'd have to feel sorry for me because I've went through it, like all the stuff already." And I relate to it a lot because obviously I feel like a lot of people who have somewhat trauma talk to their younger selves in a sense and kind of try to be like, "Oh, it gets better and all this," but Nate just keeps it real. He says, "Hey, you're gonna have a tough road ahead of you, but you're gonna take it head on," and that is it. And I relate to it a lot because a lot of things he was saying to his younger self, I relate to, and I was thinking, I wish I could say that with my younger self. I wish I could just let him know, "Hey, you're gonna have a hard fucking road, whether you like it or not. You're not gonna have people around you to help you. You're gonna isolate yourself off, and you're not gonna tell people about it. So you're gonna deal with it by yourself." All the holes you get stuck in, you're gonna dig yourself out because you're not gonna give an option for anybody to help you, and you're gonna make it tough. And I wish I could say that, But the whole song, like I said, sound wise, it is not an S tier. But when it comes to relating, which is what I fuck with NF the most, which is relating and how much I love his music because it makes it feel like I'm literally having a conversation with him and we're on the same page. Nate is S tier because this is one of these ones when I listened to, I was shocked and I continuously listened to it because I'm like, holy shit, it's like he knows me and he's not even talking about me. So it's going in S tier. I know some of y'all may disagree, but like I said, my tier list of NF is more for the fact of what I relate to the most rather than sound. NF, all songs sound great, but I'm talking about what songs do I think does it for me, and Nate is an S tier. Then we move on to Nate Time. Now this is one where he talks about relationship. He has obviously different flow. He sings in a little. This is very, very good one. I really enjoyed this one. And I do have a quote written down here just so I can remember. Which is my favorite quote of the whole fucking song, which I relate to again. I say I'll be better alone, but I'm the definition of a wreck when you look into my soul. He's saying, yo, I think I'll be better alone, but whenever I'm the definition of a wreck, whenever you look into my soul, because I'm not better alone, but I have the self destructive mind to constantly tell you that I'm going to be better alone. And I think this song is really good. This is one of those songs, this is a catchier song than the likes of Search and the likes of Leave Me Alone, in my opinion. It is catchier. It would be above them when it came to catchy. I relate to it. Obviously, the whole relationship thing, I think we can all relate to it to some degree, but I don't feel like I relate to it as much as the other two. So, in the terms of sounding, it's above them. But when it comes down to everything I listen to NF for, it's A tier because it is a good song, but it's not goat shit to the point where I listen to this and I think this is why I listen to NF. I listen to this and I think this is a good song. If I'm going about my day to day life and I just want to listen to a song for the sound of it and the vibe from NF, this is getting played more than the search. But if I'm listening to a song because I want to listen to NF, because I want to get the up here thinking and I just want to, relate, this isn't going to relate as much as the search and all that. So it's going in A tier, but still A tier is very high. So it is still a good song. Then we move on to NF Returns. Now this is another one. This one I do enjoy. This I wouldn't listen to it when I'm chilling. I feel like I've explained a lot of NF songs like this, but it's the best way to explain it. Returns is one of those songs I wouldn't listen to if I'm just lying there or if I'm going on a walk and I'm just trying to chill and listen to vibey music or just like listen to catchy music, right? It is catchy, but this is one of those songs. This is the type of song. He talks his shit, it's hype, and it has an intense beat. I don't listen to it to just vibe and chill, but I listen to it when it comes to basketball. When I went to play basketball recently, I put my earphones in and this was one of the songs that was on that playlist because I need a hype playlist to play basketball, and this was one of those songs. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Like I said, not an S tier. That's goat shit. Very high A tier because this is one of those ones. If you need if you feel like you need a pump of adrenaline when you're playing basketball, when you're playing football, whenever you're going to the gym, if you need a pump of adrenaline, this is one of these songs that's literally going to give you that pump and get you fucking hyped. Be like, okay, now I can take this on. So it's definitely, this is a situational song. Vibes, no. But hype, yep, 100%. It's a great choice. Then we move on to When I Grew Up. Best way to explain the song is this is an underdog type song. And what I mean by that is NF's talking about where he was to where he's going. He mentions, oh, I need to still improve. He mentions about his rap and says that he's not the greatest. He needs to still improve. He needs to still work on it. He's not perfected it. He has the self acknowledgement that he's not as good as he could be. But it's an underdog one, and my favorite line from the whole song. I love it. Whenever he goes, the odds ain't rooting for me. I can't lie, though, it's kind of how I like it to be. The underdog, and he mentions about being the underdog, but I love that part whenever he said, the odds ain't rooting for me. I can't lie, though, it's kind of how I like it to be. He's saying, oh, yeah, if you betting odds, they ain't rooting for me. They're saying I'm gonna fail, but I like that because I like to be the underdog. I like when people doubt me, and I relate to that line a lot. I like when people doubt me rather than cheer for me because when everyone cheers for you, you get comfortable in this thing, and I feel like it puts more pressure on you, but it also makes you too relaxed because you're like, it puts more pressure on you to make them proud, but it also makes you too relaxed because you're like, oh, they all believe in me, so I can do it. Where when people tell you you can't do it, it makes you want to go and do it just so you can say, I told you so. And that's why I love that song. But overall, it is a motivational song. It is an underdog type song. I fucking love that. The flow is nice. I like the fucking, what is it, in the cafe, the anybody want to hear me rap? No. Come on, let me play a couple tracks. No. And he does that. And then after he says, should I throw this in the trash? They say no. He goes, tricked you. Haters go away before I hit you. And he goes, I ain't going fucking nowhere, baby. I'm still coming because I'm still the underdog. I'm still on the ground. Even when I'm on top, I'm the underdog, and that is it. I'm putting this song in S tier. And I don't know if y'all are gonna agree with that or not, but I'm putting it in an S tier because different type of song than the search. Leave Me Alone, Change, different type of song than Nate, but it is a motivational. It's not even a hype song. It's a motivational song that just gets you motivated. If you're in the gym, you're like, right, you know what? I'm gonna prove those people wrong, and that's the type of fucking music I like as well. So it's going in S tier. I really, really fucking enjoy this one, and it has Smoothie Guy. If you're watching the music video, it has two things. It has Smoothie Guy, which is an icon, and it also has one of the best transitions in a music video ever, which is NF rapping to two guys in the basement. All of a sudden, he jumps, and when he lands, switches to an entire crowd. That was one of the best transitions. So, if we're talking about music video, it's definitely S tier. If we're talking about song, it's still S tier. But I really enjoy it. Y'all can let me know what y'all think down below, but I definitely enjoy that one. Then we got Only featuring Sasha Sloan. Now, this one, NF sings again. He talks about, are you happy with yourself? Are you happy where you are, where you've been? Are you happy with the people around you? Do you feel like you can trust them? He kind of just has all the intrusive thoughts that we have, which is con- contemplating and also questioning, are we happy? Are we proud of ourselves? If we were to die today and we were to look back in our lives, would we be proud of where we made it to? So it's kind of like the self reflection. You got Sasha Sloan then. The course was a completely different type of course. It was like a very high pitched auto tune type course, which was different, and I actually quite enjoyed it. It's not the greatest course, but I definitely enjoyed it because it was a nice change. It was a surprise. It took me by surprise, and I enjoyed it. But the overall song, like I said, I like the whole meaning behind it. With NF obviously saying, if you were to die today, would you be proud of who you are? Do you think the people around you right now you would trust with your life? Because if the answer is no, why are they still around you? Overall, I think the song is an A. The chorus is catchy. Don't think it's the greatest chorus. Overall song, it's great, but there is better songs, so it's going in A tier. But honestly, it would go about mid A tier because it's definitely one of those ones that I would listen to for more of a vibe rather than relate. But you can also get the emotion in there as well, so it's a pretty good song. Then we move on to Let Me Go. This one starts off slow, then goes into a faster type of flow. NF basically mentioned this one. He keeps asking himself, he goes, am I a good person? Am I proud of myself? What does God think? Because obviously NF is a big Christian, so he obviously believes that, okay, I need to do everything right by God. So am I proud of myself? Am I happy with myself? Am I a good person in my mind? But most importantly, am I a good person in his mind? What does he think? Because it all comes down to what he thinks. Like I said, it's a slow flow, then it picks up and it goes into a more flow, no, a faster flow. And I also like one of the parts whenever he turns around and says that something about going through the rain so long. He's asking where the sun is. Obviously, the rain representing the bad days and the sun representing the good days. So he's saying, I've had the rainy days for so long. I've had the bad days for so long. I'm wondering where the sun is. I'm wondering where the good days is because he's confused because he's like, I've been going through it for so long. Like, am I not getting any good days? And obviously, good days will eventually come, but he's kind of wondering why is it taking so long? And obviously, the sun representing the good days, the rain representing the bad days, and he's kind of wondering like, am I not as good of a person as God thinks, and that's why I'm not getting these sunny days? And that is all the questions. And I think it's a very well rounded song in that sense of questioning yourself, like we all do, and then obviously questioning himself, being like, do I approve to his standards? And I think it's a good overall song, and I put it in the A tier. I think it's a very good song. I love it, even though I've said it before, I don't personally believe. I'm not a believer personally, but I love whenever people make songs like this and they're passionate about it because I may not believe the same things they believe, but one thing I do believe is that I love seeing people happy and passionate about shit. So seeing NF passionate about this was great. But I'm putting the song in A tier. Very good song. Then we move on to NF Hate Myself. Now this one, there's two quotes that I literally wrote down because I have a few quotes from some songs that I particularly wanted to talk about. This one, obviously, the title says it all, Hate Myself. And he talks about never being content. He says, I'm always at war with peace. Then he said about, you know, unaliving thoughts, we'll say. And he goes, I don't wanna die, I just wanna get released. And that is literally the whole song is him literally talking about how he's never content, he's never happy of what he's doing. No matter how many things he achieves, he's never gonna be happy because the standards always raising. He can never meet his own standards. Then he mentions about obviously, like I said, being at war with peace because he's at war with peace because he's fighting peace to try and defeat it so then he can have it, but then peace is fighting back because he's constantly going off in his mind. And then he turns around and says about the unaliving thoughts and says that I don't want to die, I just want to be released. And he's saying, I'm not having these because I want to die. I don't want to die, I just want the pain to go away. But a lot of people obviously have it in their mind that if I do this, then the pain will go away. And obviously, that's not the good answer. But I can relate in that sense because I've definitely been there. But this is what he's saying. He's like, this seems like the only option. I don't want to die, but I want to be released, and this kind of seems like the only option. And thankfully, he didn't. Thankfully, it's not. But I like the overall song. This song goes in S tier because I cannot tell you. I'm not going to get into all the details, but I cannot explain to you how much I relate to this song. If you just listen to the song, it's not his greatest sounding song. Again, but it's one of his most heavy hitting songs. It's one of his songs that when you sit there, you close your eyes and you're like, holy shit, like it feels like he's actually speaking on my behalf. Literally, one of the songs I relate to the most, Hate Myself and Nate, is spectacular, and it's going in S tier with Nate as well. Then we move on to I Miss Those Days. Now, this is literally one that we all relate to, no matter who you are, we all relate to. It is literally him talking about being a child and things being simpler. Even if you didn't have a great childhood, it was simpler in the form of you didn't have to worry about bills, you didn't have to worry about taking care of people, you didn't have to worry about all this and that. It was simple. Some people who had great childhoods obviously missed their childhood because they had all the fun. People who even didn't have great childhoods, you still had highlights that you wish you could go back to and not have to worry about bills and all the stressful shit of constantly doing everything for yourself and being an adult. And I think we all relate to this one 100% because we all miss being kids in some sense, to go back and just not have the responsibilities we do now. I know I fucking do. And then he also turns around and says in this song, um, something about I wish I could go back to when I was happy and wasn't faking it. I wish I could go back to whenever I had a smile on my face and I wasn't faking the smile, because now I'm faking it to make people happy. But back then I genuinely wasn't faking it because I was a kid. I just, I was just living life as a kid. I didn't have all these responsibilities and stresses. I was just riding my bike, enjoying my life. And that's what I want to go back to. And I miss that. And I think we can all relate to that in some degree. Whether you had a good upbringing or not, we can all agree that we miss what simpler times when we didn't have all these responsibilities. It's going in A tier. It is a very good song. The sound of it is great. I like the flow of it. I just love everything he done with the song. I think the flow of it is great. It's a very nice sounding song and it's a very relatable song. So it ticks both boxes of it sounds great and it's relatable. It's going in A tier. Very good song. Definitely one of the ones I play more. Move on to NF, No Excuses. No Excuses is exactly what it says. No Excuses. It is literally a hype track. If this was a tier list strictly based on how hype this song gets me, No Excuses would be an S tier because it gets me so fucking hyped. Even though the chorus is so simple, I just love the way it goes, no excuses, and then the beat drops. I just think it's a very good hype track, and I love it. If we're judging off hype, it's going in S tier. We're not. It's going to go in A tier because although it is a very good hype track and I very much enjoy it, I don't think it's up there with the S tier. But I did enjoy it. And I like the term no excuses. He's basically saying, look, I'm not going to fail. There's no excuses. I'm not going to give myself room for excuses. I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to try my best and I'm going to fucking succeed. I'm not going to fail and go, oh no, because I had this or whatever. It's like we all make excuses at some point, but there has to be a point where you put your foot down and go, right, I need to stop making excuses and just hold accountability. And that is it. If you want to go to the gym, stop telling yourself, for example, oh, but I'm tired today. I get it. We're all entitled to our excuses. You are tired. But if you're just going to rely on your excuses, you're never going to exceed your goal because excuses are easy to make. Hard work is hard to do. And that is it. If everybody had a work ethic, the world, like everyone would be where they want to be, and that's just not right. There is certain people who have the work ethic. Some people are born with it. Some people have to learn it. But the work ethic is the most important thing, and that's why I like the term "no excuses" because it means no matter what happens, no matter what hurdles, it may take me longer than the last time, but I'm a burst through it and I'm a move on, and that is it. Moving on to like this, literally. I just gotta say it straight. If you've reacted or as if you've listened to my reaction to this song, the song is gonna go in A tier, right? It's going to set off that. The course, this might be one of my favorite courses, if not my favorite course from NF. And I don't know why. Because it's not a outstanding course. It's a very simple course, but it's just the way it sounds. I think the sound of it is great. Yeah, no, I think the sound of it's great. I just think it's a really, really good course. I obviously like the whole song about how he talks about being lost and all this. The overall song is great, but the chorus is S tier in my opinion. The overall song is A tier. It's a good song, but the chorus itself is definitely one of the ones that I would genuinely. Do you ever load up a song for a particular part in that song? This is the song. I would load up the song and skip to the chorus and re-listen to the chorus countless times, and I genuinely don't know why, because it's nothing special. It is literally just a catchy chorus, which makes it funny, but Either way, it is A tier. It is a good song. The chorus itself, you give me the chorus though, and it's S tier by itself. That is it. It's a great song. Moving on to options. This is another hype track. Course, very simple. It is literally just I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. Whoa, I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options. These are the options. So it's a very simple course, but it's a hype course, especially whenever the beat drops. So it's more of a hype song. My favorite line in this song, 100%, because this song is literally just NF talking his shit in a kind of humble way. He's talking his shit in a humble way, and he's talking about where he was and where he is now, and basically just bragging that he's put the work in. And I fucking respect that. I love that type of brag, of just brag that the fact you put the work in. But my favorite line of the song is whenever he says, "Used to be employee, now I'm employer. I used to be the guy going to jobs and them employing me. I used to be the employee, but now I'm the employer. I'm the ones hiring people because I worked from there to here. I'm not the employee anymore. People don't hire me. I hire them, and that is it." And I love that little brag. And he says, "I got the best lawyers. I got the best team because I started from the bottom, and now I'm at the top because I worked my ass off, and that is it." And I love the whole talking shit, but in a humble way. And talking shit in a humble way is NF all over. I'm putting this song in A. I really enjoy the song. Like I said, the chorus is very simple, but I enjoy it nonetheless. That's my favorite line. Very hype song. Very good song. Then we got NF Thinking. Now, to start off with the course ones, I don't think it's his best course, but I think it's a nice, calm course. I like the overall whenever he turns around and literally just starts mentioning about, he starts talking to his wife Bridget basically. He mentions about him feeling like he's not good enough, that he has a self destructive mind, no matter what he does, he feels like he self destructs. He could literally do something great and put himself down and ruin the whole situation by his self-destructive mind, because no matter how good he does, he'll always think that he didn't do good enough. And I like the way he talks to his wife Bridget in this one, and obviously basically says, I think he says in this one, "You're the only one that's got like the key to my heart. You're the only one that I will open up to properly because you're the only one I trust like that." And that's great to obviously hear, because that's the type of relationship you need, is someone who backs you to the grave and back. So him having that is great. Like I said, I like the overall song. The fact that he had the whole self-destructive mind, and the fact he's talking about it, and he says how it affects his relationship. But despite the self-destructive mind, he thinks all bad about himself. But when it comes to her, he thinks nothing but good, and I think that's great. Like I said, chorus very simple, not one of his best, but it's a nice calm chorus, so you can't really complain. This one's going in A tier, and then we go and move on to the last song, which is Trauma. This one is an extremely slow song. It's the last song on the album. It is an extremely slow song, and it has a piano as the beat on it. Now he obviously starts out by talking to his mum on this one. Um, and he basically turns around and says that all the things that he has, all the things that he lacks, like the he doesn't get passion, he doesn't get affection. Sorry, I went into a literal coughing fit there. Um, Damn. So yeah, he says about him drowning in his own emotions and being lost in his own emotions, and he doesn't know what to do. And he's obviously talking to his mom, and he's basically saying to her like, "Why don't you love me? Why did I not receive this? Why did you not do good by me?" And it's a very emotional song. It's a very like different song as well from NF. I didn't expect to get onto the last song and have it a piano beat with a very slow chorus. Um, but overall, great song. I also love the fact that whenever he's talking about all the affection and love, he mentions it in the song. I want to receive love, but I reject it because I'm so used to not receiving it. When someone tries to give it to me, it feels like a trap, and I feel like I don't deserve it because I've always been told, or I've always lived like I don't deserve it. So when I want it, but when people try to give it to me, I reject it and push it away just in case. So although I crave it, I can never have it because I will never let myself have it just in case. Um, it's such a great song, man. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, it's such a great song. And I know a lot of yous are going to disagree with me with this ranking, but I'm putting this song in S tier. And like I said, I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? It's a good song, but S tier? I'm putting it in S tier, and the reason I'm putting it in S tier, I think this song is one of the perfect examples of why NF is an artist and not a rapper. A rapper can rap, he can drop bars, he can do flows and cadences, all this and that. NF proves with this song that he's an artist because he can sing, he can hit you in the emotion. This is the perfect definition of why I listen to NF. He's talented, but as he said, and I'm pretty sure it was outro on the Perception album, my fans don't follow me because I'm a rap god. You know what I mean? We don't. I don't follow him because he's a rap god. I follow him because he's relatable as fuck and he keeps it real every time. And this song, The singing, the piano in the background just sounded absolutely fucking amazing. It was a magnificent song. I'm saying it was a magnificent song. The piano in the background was amazing. The singing on it was amazing. The whole flow and energy and the emotionalness was absolutely fucking amazing. And it did go on an S tier. Like I said, y'all will probably disagree. Fair enough. But if we're basing it off what I'm basing it off, which is if I listen to this, do I just go, yeah, that's a good song, or do I feel it and go, fucking hell, like I feel this song? I feel it. Again, it's literally like he's speaking on my behalf. You just feel it. Literally feels like he's speaking on your behalf, even when he's mentioning something that you haven't even experienced, because he done it so good with so much emotion, and I thought it was fucking spectacular. You, like I said, you may disagree. It is S tier nonetheless. It is one of his best songs. It is the perfect definition of why he's an artist and not a rapper, and that is it. That is a Search album tier list. I have it all written down here, and we go and look over the tier list, and then y'all can let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. We go on to the A tier, which is straight to place. There was no songs in It's Okay, there's no songs in It's Bad, and there's no songs in It's Alright. So this is probably his best album so far, because no songs have even been alright. They've all been straight to the playlist that I listen to consistently. But we go into A tier, straight to the playlist. We have My Stress, Time, Returns, Only, Let Me Go, Miss the Days, No Excuses, Like This, Options, and Thinking. That is A tier. You can see it right there. Then we move on to S tier, which is Goat Shit. These are the songs that are the reason I took the NF journey and stayed on the NF journey, and I'm continuing. These are the songs that keep me on this fucking journey and keep me hyped for what's coming up. And that is The Search, Leave Me Alone, Change, Nate, When I Grow Up, Trauma, and Hate Myself. And that is my tier list right there. Like I said, I made it a little bit simpler because my brain ain't fully function, as you probably noticed throughout this thing, because I probably stumbled over my words so much, my brain just ain't functioning. So I wrote down a couple notes to make me remember the song, to make sure I did it right, and I'm proud of that tier list. I'm definitely confident in that tier list. I don't think it's going to change. I like it. It's the best album he's released so far, and I can't imagine how much better it's gonna get. But look, take a look at that tier list and let me know down in the comments below what you agree with, what you disagree with, what do you think was the best song on the album, the worst song on the album. Is there a song I rated that you completely disagree? Is there a song in S tier that you think was absolute garbage? Is there a song in straight to the playlist that you think should be in S tier? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm always interested in your opinion. But as always, hope you all have an amazing day. This is my NF tier list. Think positive. Have a great day. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. So, peace. Fearless.